Right. So, good morning, friends. In this session, I'll be discussing about ENT, right? Ear, nose, and throat. Under this subject, first we'll be discussing about ear. Okay. Under the ear, let us discuss the points according to the videos or according to the lecture. So, the first point written here is we have got something known as auditory pathway. See, this is a section where a, a simple diagrammatic representation of how we can hear. Okay, so this is a ear. If somebody speaks, okay, and you can look into this sound wave moves through this ear external auditory canal. From there, what does it do? This is a tympanic membrane or myringus. This is a tympanic membrane. So the sound in the form of wave, the sound waves, they hit the tympanic membrane, and this tympanic membrane vibrate. This tympanic membrane vibrate. So the energy generated here is mechanical energy, right? And this vibration of the tympanic membrane, what does it do? This energy moves into the cochlea, right? Moves into the cochlea. How? We'll be discussing in further sessions. But you understand, you have a bones, malleus, incus, stapes, and they vibrate and they hit the cochlea. Now, what happens here is there is a generation of action potential in this cochlea, right? Action potential. Now we need to understand the mechanical energy or the vibration is converted into action potential, or the mechanical energy is converted into the electrical energy. Now the change of energy from the mechanical to the electrical, we call that as transduction, and this mechanism is transduction. What is transduction? Transduction is a process of converting one form of energy into the another form. In this scenario, the process of converting mechanical energy into the electrical energy. This is known as transduction. From the cochlea, what does it do? It stimulates the eighth nerve. Okay. From the eighth nerve, it goes to the brainstem. From the brainstem, it goes into the auditory cortex. That's a simple aspect. Okay. That's a very simple basic points. So the first thing is sound enters, right? It goes into the form of sound waves, right? It hit the tympanic membrane, good, where it vibrate, and you get that as a mechanical energy. From there, it goes into the cochlea, remember, and the vibration into the action potential. The mechanical energy is converted into the electrical energy, and this formation or this change of the mechanical energy into the electric energy, this is called transduction. This is called transduction. So that's the first point, and this is the definition of transduction. That's a process of converting one form of energy into another form. It's very simple now, right? The next important aspect which we need to understand, the next important aspect is middle ear. Okay, now let us understand the same diagram in different aspects. So this part is an auricle ear. It's an ear auricle. You can look into this. The auricle enters into the canal, extraordinary canal. This is what? This is a meatus passage. Meatus. So an external auditory meatus. And this is external auditory canal. Now the structure is, this is a tympanic membrane. The another name of tympanic membrane is myringus. Another name is myringus. So They will be explaining, like in further sessions, they use the word myringus. When they use the word myringus, or when I use the word myringus, you don't confuse, it's an tympanic membrane. Okay. The next, this is a tympanum. This is a tympanum of middle ear. Tympanum of middle ear. Tympanum of middle ear. Okay. Now, what is this? This is a cochlea, which I have explained. This is the labyrinthus. Okay. Labyrinthus. Now, what are the parts of the external ear? One is auricle, external auditory meatus, external auditory canal. These are the parts of external ear. What are the part of middle ear? The part of middle ear is tympanum. The part of the middle ear is tympanum. What is the part of the inner ear? The part of the inner ear is labyrinthus. Right? The part of the inner ear is labyrinthus. Now we need to understand, once there is a movement of sound waves hit the tympanum and generation of mechanical waves, mechanical energy. From there it hits the cochlea and get of action potential electrical energy, and they stimulate the nerve, eighth nerve. From there go into the brain stem, then into the cortex. Now anything apart, okay, anything after this labyrinthus, right, anything after this inner ear, which is behind the cochlea, that is after the cochlea, we call that as behind retro. This is a cochlear, okay, retrocochlear part. This is the retrocochlear part. And the nerve, which I have already explained, what is present in the retrocochlear part, it is the eighth nerve. It is the eighth nerve. Right. So that's the first basic point which you need to understand. So in this session,